Hello, my Darklings. This is Laura Valentina, and this next and final paperback book that I have written for you to read, that I wrote, is called The Valentina Diaries, and it is a continuing erotic journey of my astral encounters, and it's also a continuation of my previous book that I wrote, Musk and Roses, and it's of the same beautiful butch masculine lesbian woman that I've been with since 2013. So we've been together for 4 years now, and this book, The Valentina Diaries, is just a continuation of our relationship together. It's more intense, it's more, I discuss a lot of the topics such as BDSM, which is bondage, domination, sadomasochism. Also, it's more, I want to say hardcore, I guess. There's a lot of strong erotic things that I mentioned that we all do together as an item. So, all right. And, some of it is astral, telepathy, telepathic. Some of it is I guess you can call it paranormal. Like for instance, I'll say I feel her presence. We meet in dreams. You're with me every night and day that I see her in person, but when we're not together and I'm at work, in the office, it's like when she is thinking about me, I know that, or she'll call me on the phone, or we'll talk telepathically, things like that are within this gem, GEM, the Valentina Diaries. Here's the very first page. Forever is the night. Very beautiful. Taking a shower outside on this beach as the wet sand washes off you, breathing in the fresh air, peering up in the sky above, feeling the warmth of the sunshine cascade upon you. Another beautiful day that turns into evening of shimmering sunsets and starry skies as you walk along the beach, hearing the waves along the shore, feeling the water along you, peering up at the midnight sky, seeing a shooting star. My thoughts on love. Love heals wounds and makes peace when it's needed. Love is forever, and unforgettable love is sacred and beautiful. Love is the ever divine emotion in this universe. Astral love. Your kiss heals me. Your touch soothes me. Your thoughts comfort me. The visions you send to my mind's eye of us together, walking along the beach, feeling the air, the wet sand, the water from the shore under our feet. That's wet, peering up at the love you, my darling. I love you for infinity. And when you say that to me, I feel synergy between us. One, we are one, sharing tantric love, going on nature walks together, clearing our minds. And today, as we are together astrally, speaking to one another, telepathically, sharing this moment together on the beach under a blanket of stars that kiss at midnight. From you, we see a shooting star and send our energy of love, romance, tantric energy of healing our beautiful erotic synergy within our souls. Our hearts beat as one. Your salty taste. Make love to you on a rainy day, cold and shivery outside. Drinking you till you come all over. Each touch received from you feels like a century of pleasure. My thighs warm. You are ever so salty in my mouth. Your veins I drink. Your blood that spills from them. Aggression takes over, and you drink me till my veins spill no more. Fuck me now. With all your energy, you have now that spins inside you at this very moment. This next encounter or experience that we had together, her and I, she likes role play a lot. So she's very dominant, and she always wants me to call her like daddy or teacher or something related to her dominance. She's a top. You can always Google that, but that's okay. Anyway, this next experience that of her and I, it's more of a role play scenario. So the title of this, she's a teacher and I'm her student. She calls me darling and I call her daddy. It's just how she wants things. And this is also part of the BDSM, the role play, and all that stuff. So this next title that we've experienced together, I title Teacher and Student, Daddy's Darling. I need a spanking. I've been misbehaving, not listening to you, the teacher in class. When I see you every day, I see your look at me and feel your eyes undress me, every core of my body. You are dressed in your Dolce & Gabbana suit, purple tie, black hair with bangs. Very sexy, makes me want you more. I feel you want me more when I catch you gazing at me. When I am writing what you have assigned to me to write on a subject you gave me. Your thoughts cross my mind regarding me and what you want to pursue about me. ended up at my place. I showed you my theater and took you on stage. I bound you to a chair and gagged you with leather and put on some of my dirty movies and sat next to you and watched your facial expressions. I love when you and I watch my stuff together. I know you love watching Daddy's dirty vintage movies. I can just tell by touching you. That runs down from your pink flesh. I love the sweet taste of you. How excited you get when I bend you over the chair that I have you on and spank you with my whip. Take I still watching my vintage movies that I know you love me striking you hard, getting saturated with my excitement. I get excited watching you cream your panties. You dirty girl. I whisper in your ear. Can Daddy take your panties off? And you answer me on my command. Yes, I want you to. Take me from behind while I watch your vintage movies. As I get wetter and hotter, when I watch them, I want you. I'll take you anally with the strap-on that I got you. I love the taste of your sweetness from your pussy. I know that's what you love, as you say to me. Your wish is my command. You're Daddy's princess. There's nothing that Daddy loves more than to make you come. This next entry is some of my earlier works, my earlier experiences that I've had with other beautiful lesbian women, and I just decided to basically add this to my book here, the Valentina Diaries. This entry is called Diary Entry from 1998. This was in the 90s. This is with another beautiful, feminine woman. She was bisexual. She claimed to be bisexual. But anyway, here is that entry. Dear Diary, after the movie, Victoria converted her futon into a mini bed, and we were wild. We kissed passionately all over another. She got on top and took her shirt off, her tight jean skirt. She mentioned how my clothes were not like hers, and that hers were sexy. We made it to her bedroom. She opened her closet to show me her S&M things she had going on. Pair of handcuffs. She had two handlebars she had taken off of her bike. She put them in her closet of her bedroom. She handcuffed me. She took this whip from behind her bed and whipped me. It was fun, tantalizing, and arousing. The more she whipped, the wetter I get. didn't mind. I loved it. And eating her pussy was juicy all night long. Okay, so this next entry is going back to the current present time of the relationship I'm in with the beautiful masculine woman who is lesbian like myself, a lesbian. And this is about our night together. And she likes to role play and have me call her daddy or teacher or whatnot. I title this Another Beautiful Night. Dear Diary, last week when Daddy drove me to her place, not mine, she took me into her theater that afternoon after school. I loved the way she was with me every time. Her gentle touch, her deep whispers in my ear. Can Daddy take your panties off? When you say that to me, I shudder with intense pleasure. I love your dominant ways. Your power play excites me to the point I cream myself and feel dirty. I feel erotic. I can hear your thoughts across my mind. A telepathic erotica between you and me. Your thoughts to me that enter my mind. You are Daddy's hot, submissive, dirty darling. I knew that the moment you walked into my classroom. Since the beginning, when we first met, I loved your schoolgirl outfits, your tight skirts and tight tops. I can't help undress you with my eyes each time I look at you, just writing and writing. Your beautiful body, very well proportioned. I love your black hair, falls along your pretty face, and it accents your green eyes. You're a lady of nature. You're an earth sign. You're Virgo. You're born August 24. I can tell that. Remember that rainy day? It was storming, and you and I were outside, just about to enter my classroom. I just saw you there in the rain, smiling, enjoying the wetness of the rainfall. Your eyes changed bright, and your pretty face showed sensuality. All I wanted to do with you was take you to my car, put you on top of the hood of it, and take you in this beautiful rainstorm. Just us alone together, transferring our erotic energy to each other, my mouth on yours, tasting the rain, tasting the sweat from your skin. The scent of your skin is musky and sweet. I know you were excited and wanted me. I can tell as I slid my fingers down you. You're saturated by your cream. I love your sweet taste. I put that on my lips and kissed you, sharing your sweetness of your gum. I whisper in your ear. I want to grind up against your wetness so we can come together in the rainstorm. You did as I told you. You're very submissive, darling girl. You're Daddy's darling. You sweet petite girl. You love the way you take your strap-on that I got for you, like a tongue. this next one is another experience I had with her. She wanted me to call her daddy. As you know, she's very dominant with me. We've been together for 4 years now, since 2013. This one is called Strawberries and Daddy's Cream. Dear Diary, I was at school today, and you, my English teacher, I called Daddy because she commands me to. She is also my gym coach for physical education. I was in the locker room all sweaty from track and field. The summer heat melts my makeup, and I get wet from running too much. So after practice, I went to get a hot shower and felt clean again. I walked through the gym and I saw her eyeing me from across the gymnasium. I felt her erotic energy rush through me. I could feel her knowing what she was thinking. Telepathically, her thoughts crossed my mind. You're going to get a shower, aren't you, my dirty darling? All Daddy wants to do with you is... And I got to the locker room all sweaty and hot from the summer heat. Undressed, I let the water run on my clit, my vertical clit piercing, feeling aroused. The feeling grew more intense, and I plunged my fingers inside myself. As I released, I tasted all cum. Very sweet. Daddy was there, watching me the whole time. I felt her eyes upon me, and she was masturbating while I was in the shower. I got a glimpse of her. She was excited. Her thoughts to me were, Daddy's cream. You know you like my cream. You're my dirty darling, clean from the shower, all scented fresh and sweet like the rain falling this morning. As I was thinking of you this morning when I awoke, I was all wet and excited. I was ready to take you from behind with the strap-on that I got you, my anal girl, Daddy's anal darling. I know you love it anal because you crave it. I know I see you this afternoon, dripping wet from the steaming shower, beautifully naked, your hair drenched. I can smell everything about you. I felt Daddy's strap-on push deeper inside me, thrust deeper inside me. I could feel her cream release. It felt invigorating, rushed out of our bodies. She took the strap-on out. I tasted my cum dripping from the strap-on that she got me. It tasted like strawberries, dripping inside my mouth, down my core. I thanked her for this. Daddy's voyeuristic pleasures. Dear Diary, I felt Daddy's eyes on me. I was in the shower, and her eyes were just staring at me. It was an invigorating sensation. I heard the sound of a camera and Daddy calling me her kitty, kitty. Her thoughts crossed my mind. She said to me, "You're mine." Daddy's vintage girl with a nice body, long black hair, and green eyes. Your velvet pink flesh glistening with your juices flowed out. I caught a glimpse of her taking my picture with the Polaroid camera a few times while I was in the shower. Her voyeuristic pleasures, watching me, gazing at me. I could feel her sensual energy pulsate through me. Daddy's therapy. Daddy asked me, she asked me if I ever went to therapy. I told her yes, when I was younger. She asked me to elaborate a full detailed of my first session with my therapist, and so I did. I was in class that day. We learned about masturbation, and I felt aroused every time the subject came up. It was a very new subject of discussion and was brought to my attention. Was reading one day at the library, came across this long word I had never heard before. Masturbation? Masturbate. I thought it was, and it sounded like masturbation with a B, not V. I went home that night. It was in my bed, and the instructions on what I learned about masturbation, swirling inside my mind. I felt aroused. My clit was swollen. My mind fluttered with erotic thoughts of images that got me hot. It seared my whole body. I slid my fingers and rubbed until I felt this intense rush of pleasure fill my body. I didn't know what it was. All I knew is I didn't want it to ever end. I didn't want it to ever stop. As this feeling was so beautiful. It was so fucking beautiful. Unlike any feeling I'd ever felt before. I wondered, did this feeling have a name? I'm sure enough it did. The next day, I went to my therapist and discussed this with her. I asked her about her first time with this feeling, this rush of intense pleasure. She said, yes, it's called orgasm. Your orgasm, well, it really means your organs are spasming from masturbating. Basically, your body is reacting to this, what you're doing. So it's a reaction. It's a sexual reaction. I asked her about the subject. She showed me. She took this yellow highlighter and placed it in my hand. She slid it inside. And she was masturbating me. She stimulated the scene and telling me, this is how you masturbate. Hard, wet, stinky candy. Dear Diary, today in English class was held outside. It was a warm and breezy summer heat, and Daddy, she was there, eyeing me again, undressing me with her eyes. We sat under a palm tree on the lawn, in the shade that was cooler, more breezier than this summer heat. See your beautiful body shiver with the cool air from the shade from the palm tree. Your nipples are hard from makes me excited. You know what Daddy wants to do with you is to get you alone, just us two alone, under the palm tree, and strip your clothes off, seeing your naked body all exposed. Know what you are now. You'll be even more drenched with sweet cum when I get done with you, our session together. I want to drink your juices from you. Okay. This one is of her and I again. I call this one Bench Seats in Daddy's vintage 1967 Chevy. She's into a lot of vintage cars, like 67 Chevys, 57, and then she likes the T-Birds and stuff. Oh my goodness, she loves all like the vintage cars. I don't know all the names of them because that's not my generation. I'm younger than her, but she's a lot older than me, and she likes a lot of the older vintage cars. So, dear Diary, Daddy drove me to a secluded park near the mansion. She drove me in her 1967 Chevy, as she loved everything vintage. I noticed the seats were different. They were very different. I remember seeing these types of seats before in other places, such as car shows. I asked her, "What are these seats called?" And she told me, "They're called bench seats." I love the feel of leather, very rugged and S&M. We are both into, her and I. She had this old-fashioned rear view mirror that put a slight angle to see in between my legs that I had uncrossed, sitting comfortably next to her. I felt her hand creep up along my thigh that was decorated with lace black leather, and she caressed my thigh, and I went further to me. She was playing our favorite game. "Can I touch you here?" game. She whispered in my ear. When I wanted to play that game with me, I was getting hotter and soaked. Then dresses in tight, sexy schoolgirl outfits and wears black leather boots that go up to your knees. I can tell that you're excited. I can feel your panties. They're soaking wet. You love when Daddy drives real fast, don't you? I can tell. I got you to come on Daddy's bench seats and give you the ultimate pleasure I want to give you. When Daddy says it's okay, understand. All Daddy wants to do is, she wants to take me on these bench seats. She asked me, do you know why they call them bench seats? And then she took my hand and pulled me over to her. She took my hand and put it in between her legs. I can feel the wetness of her. She was getting excited. She demanded that I take her strap-on that she got and suck. She asked me, do you want to proceed in the car or out in the secluded park? Then we just decided to go to the secluded park. It was outside, it was dark, and it was rainy. She was really soft and sweet. She loved upskirting, especially at midnight, and gave her a rush. Her energy is sent to me. Upskirting at midnight. Tonight, Daddy, she picked me up in her vintage 67 Chevy, and I got in the car. She blindfolded me and bound me with leather restraints in the passenger seat. I love the cold feeling of the metal chains from the leather restraints on my wrists, arms. When she locked and bound me, the invigorating feeling was soaring through me like a bolt of lightning from a thunderstorm. I asked Daddy regarding this. I heard the start of the engine and felt the vibration of the speed of the car between my legs as we drove off. I've blindfolded you, Daddy said. She sold me. I put you in restraints, my darling girl, because we're going to a special place. She took me to a beautiful carnival. It was so beautiful. She bought me candy sweet apples with caramel dripping from them. I was so excited. Her raw energy of her excitement about me rushed through me. We were there at the carnival. It was late, but it was still open. Daddy brought me down to the floor. That he unhinged me from the silver chains that she once restrained me from in the car. She was knelt before me. She was beautiful and handsome. She whispered in my ear, "It's time to go, my darling princess." So we drove off to her place. Tight rabbit hole. Dear diary, Daddy took me to her mansion again, and I was walking through the front door. I saw this sapphire blue pool table. I felt myself getting wetter just staring at it. My mind was lost in a trance over this pool table. I felt Daddy. She pressed up against me, grinding up against me. I can tell she was excited. I could feel her wetness. Her hand was in between my velvet pink flesh. Hearing her deep whispers in my ear, "Can Daddy take your panties off? You're so wet, my darling." Our rhythm in sync with each other, breathing harder, more labored. My legs over Daddy's shoulders as she grinded away on me, away on my. She whispered in my ear, "Are you ready for me? Are you ready to absorb me?" I said yes. The House of Mirrors. Have you ever been to I guess a carnival or maybe like a fair? And they have the House of Mirrors. It's one of the more popular exhibits. And you go in and you try to like go out of this maze of mirrors. It was really late at night, so her and I went to another carnival together. It was really beautiful. Dear diary, it was midnight, and Daddy and I were walking along the circus grounds when we saw another coming attraction. It was light, lit up. It was bright silver lights, and you could see reflection. It looked freakish, almost sinister. The front of this had a clown's mouth gaping open, alluring ticket holders to join in this creepy delight of it all. I asked Daddy, "What is this? All of these beautiful silver lights and all the clowns' gaping mouth. It looks scary, kind of spooky." I watched as the ticket holder was in line. Well, he entered through the clown's gaping mouth and disappearing. Hearing the silence of the fright, the moans of pleasure, Daddy leaned toward me, and she whispered in my ear, "This is the House of Mirrors, my darling princess." The House of Mirrors? I wondered in my mind what it could be, all of his thoughts floating in my mind, awaiting for her turn with the excitement. I felt Daddy's hand touch me down there where she loves to proceed. She also likes hair pulling. She likes to pull my hair. She's real dominant. Daddy's cologne is real sweet, but really masculine. She was a masculine, dominant, gorgeous woman. on her face as she was eating me. She spread me open, and her tongue savored my sweet taste. It was midnight. We were in the house of mirrors. She was so fucking hot. It was beautiful. This is one of my most favorite entries of her and I. She likes to take me to secluded parks where they have like swing sets and different things, and on her command she wants me to dress in baby doll dresses and the strappy shoes, the strappy black shoes, and these white tights, because she likes to watch anime, so she wanted me to dress up in my favorite anime character. I don't really have a name for this character, but she wanted me to dress like that. So this one I call Playtime in the Sandbox. It's one of my favorites. And this one is role play, again, because she likes to role play, since she's more of the dominant in this relationship, and I'm submissive to her command. She calls me her little darling. It's just what she calls me. But dear diary, this morning Daddy fed me my favorite cereal. We're going to that special place today, my dear, she told me in my ear. I asked her, where are you taking us today? She said, it's a special place. And, well, when I say today, we usually try to go out like late at night, like about 11 o'clock or midnight or something like that. It's just a special time for us, for her and I. It's just how we are. You know, we're like night owls. She drove us in her 1967 vintage Chevy. We drove up to this place. It had swing sets, lots of sand to romp in, the sandbox, the monkey bars, a jungle gym with a slide, hopscotch. Daddy saw my big grin on my face. She was happy to see me happy. I was dressed in what she had wanted me to dress in. The baby doll dresses, they're white and frilly, white stockings, knee socks, and the black strappy shoes, my hair in pigtails. I enjoy dressing like that from time to time as she commands me to. But again, that's just a role play. The BDSM, the whole role play scenario aspect of it. And I enjoy it. Otherwise, well, it was Christmas time, and there was really beautiful Christmas lights all over the place. So we walked over to the special place that Daddy had took us. Daddy took my hand in hers and said, let's look both ways before crossing the street in the parking lot. Daddy was a safety freak. always making sure we were safe and sound. I started skipping along to the place and asked Daddy, "What's this special place? It's a park?" Daddy said, "Yes, it's a park. A secluded park. But it had swing sets, and it had all the stuff that I liked." She was rewarding me for being good. So, I love secluded parks. Well, I do. I love them. Because you can do a lot of stuff in a secluded park. Daddy took me on the swing. She shoved me higher and higher on the swing. I was getting so wet. So fucking wet. And she took me, and we went over to the sandbox. And I was all wet and sticky with my cum, my cream, and Daddy tore my panties off. So she buried her face in me, drank my juices, it's my cum. I lay there in the sand, all sticky and wet, for hours. We play in the sandbox, just her and I alone in this secluded park after midnight. This next one of her and I is titled "Read My White Cotton Panties." Dear Diary, I felt Daddy's eyes watching me as I masturbated a few minutes ago. All the erotic thoughts and visions of us in my bed together, of her grinding upon me, making me wet between my legs, soaking wet, dripping with my cream. Daddy's kisses, her soft kisses cascaded on my neck and my flushed face. What a beautiful way to start the day. Let's see. Bloody kisses. I like the way the candlelight shines upon her face. Ever so beautifully, it reminds me of a time we first met through a mutual friend. We connected as one because you and me were dating each other. That time when I painted for you was a beautiful experience. We got into the shower together, soft kisses. It was so beautiful. Your hands running along me. The water falls upon us. And it was beautiful. Okay. Alright, my darklings. I'm going to leave you with this last experience. Well, actually, a few more, but I just came upon this wonderful experience. It's called Holly Weird, but I'm going to save it for last because it's one of my favorites that I wrote within this book. Okay, let's see. Alright, there's only a few left here within this book that I'll read to you because it's actually getting to the end of this book. Okay. Daddy's Plaything. Dear Diary, Daddy took me in her basement. While she bound me as I wanted, she desired as well. Hearing her deep whispers in my ear as she bound me with chains, she said to me, whispered in my ear, "You're Daddy's plaything." Her mouth on mine, it tasted sweet. The basement. Dear Diary, as Daddy bound me, her whispers in my ear cascading as an echo in my mind. This is where I take all the pretty girls. Here in my basement. Her hands gently caress me. I shudder with utter pleasure. Too young to know. Dear Diary, Daddy's touch felt good at the time we first met. Zen Erotica, Zen. Dear Diary, Daddy took me to this beautiful beach, just her and I today. We walked along the ocean, shore side, hearing the waves. We went over and we were in this tantric position. We had white candles lit, absorbing each other's energy. Rainy day moods. Steamed bathroom. I wished it would rain. Daddy's eyes upon me. She watched me. I heard the ring falling on the roof. As I got out of the hot shower, the scent of lavender surrounding me, I felt Daddy's hands caress me. She caressed me all over. The scent of nature, earthy and beautiful. We sat facing each other. I got on top of her. She pulled me closer to her, felt her erotic energy cascade through me, engaging in passionate kisses, sound filling the living room, hearing the rain from outside. My wish had been granted, our passion fulfilled. One again forever. Alright, my darklings. Here is... I'm gonna read you this last entry. It's not the last entry per se, but the actual last entry of this is Rainy Day Moods. But as I said before, I'm gonna read you this last entry for this book because I wanted to read it to you last because it's one of my favorite entries of her and I together. And as I said, we've been together for 4 years now. It's one of my... When I wrote this, I was so excited and so erotic and just, when you write something, it's like you feel the energy and all the memories and flooding your mind. This one is called Holly Weird. It's like Hollywood, but Holly Weird. Is where Daddy takes me. It's where the odd, the bod, and the bizarre are Holly Weird. It's where Daddy first kissed me in the room, with golden paintings and king-sized bed, dripping with artistic beauty. My energy transfers to him. We move in time. That is really weird. Our eyes lock, hypnotize each other into something surreal. Daddy opens me up. She opens me and drinks my pink pearl. I feel her tongue going in circles on my vertical clit, piercing and going further inside me, deeper. I drench her fingers with my sweet cream. I come. I feel him take. I feel her take me from behind with the strap-on she got me. Slays me open. She knows I love anal. She takes me anally, really fucking hard. We lay in sweat and cum in each other's arms till sunrise in the morning. I feel her kiss on my face. Good night and sweet wet dreams, my darling, she whispers in my ear. Alright, my darklings. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have when I wrote it. The Valentina Diaries. Alright, wow. I will definitely have more audiobooks for you for your listening pleasure, so please stay tuned. This is all going to be on YouTube because it's a special request. All of the 4 titles that I've read for you today are going to be on YouTube because it's a special request. Usually I post my stuff on Mixcloud, but I wanted to honor a special request from a very, the fans, admirers. I always, listen to your questions, and of course, but I enjoy having you all listening to my audiobooks. That means the world to me. So please stay tuned, my darklings. This is Laura Valentina saying, I love you all. And I wish you a beautiful evening wherever you are.